Hello, I have decided. So, while I'm dashing, or I don't know what you'd call Uber Eats, or eating, I come across businesses that want me to try their stuff even while I'm, out in the job. So, today was kind of slow, and this store kind of closes pretty early. So, I decided that today would be a good time to try this place, because this is the first time I'll be trying it. The place is called Zane's Lebanese Grill. And I got the, oh man, if I can remember what it's called. It's like their classic hummus wrap. Essentially, it's got their secret sauce, supposed to be pickles, and the chicken of choice. The lady didn't quite know what it was, because I guess, it's probably because most people know what they want when they get in there. I asked for recommendations because it's obviously my first time. Well, obvious to me. But anyways, it's got rice, it's got pickles, it's got chicken, it's got their secret sauce, and it might have something else in there. I'm not entirely sure. But we're going to try it, see what it tastes like. I also got a baklava and a drink, which I don't remember what they called it, but it's essentially every single flavor in the drink. And since the lady made it on accident, she gave it to me for free. So, perfect. Anyways, let's try this. Definitely see the rice, you can see the pickles. Oh, that might be part of the hummus. And you obviously got the chicken in there too. I can't really see it, but I think there's a piece right there next to the bread. Well, it's pretty good. I don't really know about the sauce too much. I mean, it's probably a good thing that the sauce kind of... Oh, there's a better picture of the chicken. That's just my little trash bag that I throw stuff away in when I'm done for the day. Here's a little baklava. That was quite expensive, but maybe that's why they make the small ones so expensive, because they make the bigger ones seemingly less expensive. So that was $3. We're gonna say it's expensive, but then I do for they do $4. Or I'm sorry, 4 pieces for $8. So technically, you just get more of it. But I didn't want to buy something I didn't like, so that's why I bought one for dessert. And this is a drink that has a whole bunch of different stuff in it. It has the strawberry lemonade. It has there's like 4 different flavors. Strawberry lemonade. There's like some sort of mint flavor. The 2 I tried were really good, so I like them. I think the drinks are usually supposed to be about $3.50, but I got this one for free, like I said before, because she made it wrong and didn't want to dump it out. So a drink for free, that's usually supposed to be $3.50, so nice. I made up for it with the baklava. since you've seen the wrap, I can taste the sauce this time now. Now you've seen the wrap and whatnot, I'll show you what the baklava looks like. Let's get it unwrapped. I'm not a very big professional, so you're going to be looking at my pants that are black as well. Not that that matters, because no service that would be like that, no matter what. And this little dessert, flaky and coconutty apparently. I'm going to see what it tastes like here in just a moment. So, I'll show you that I took a bite. Not like the McDonald's guy. Okay. I'm definitely flakier. Sticky. Tastes like apple fritter. And I don't usually try anything outside of my own scope, so this is interesting. But yeah, it's good. Maybe I'm not one of those food guys like Dame Drops. That's a guy I used to watch all the time. He would eat all the fast food stuff and give his reviews. Man, that was seriously a long time ago. I might have been like early. It might have been like 10 years ago that I watched him. I don't know if he still does YouTube, but I know he did it like 3 or 4 years ago when I watched him a couple times at that point. Dame Drops. But yeah, so I like this. It's got a lighter taste. I'm used to eating kind of stronger flavor things, so that's pretty good. I don't mind that at all. And then lastly, we got to take that drink really quick. Put you down for a moment. Take a drink of this, that way I can tell you what it tastes like. Apparently a lot of ice is in the way. There we go. Got through the ice. Oh! The mint is very strong. But that's pretty good. I think mixing them all together kind of mellows out all the flavors. But if you put too much of one flavor in there, it will take all of the other flavors away. So I mean, it'll overpower. Now, the other thing I won't really fault this place for is the price. Because the price, it being in the city, the price is kind of higher as it is. And if you, I'm not in one of them, I don't know how bad my city is. But I do know that there are cities that are way more expensive than what we have near me. Like, if you go to California, I mean, you're going to find prices that are expensive. I mean, what is it? The people that work at McDonald's now make $30 an hour, but there's like 2 people working at McDonald's, so I say it's a bit pricey, but it's kind of what you get in the city. You get a lot more people in cities, so that way you can raise the prices more. I will say that Zane's Lebanese Grill is one of the few places that has given me a free sample on more than one occasion. And so since they've given me a free sample on more than one occasion. Plus, they gave me 2 free samples for drinks today. They gave me one without me asking. So that's why I wasn't too... I didn't feel shame asking for a second one, because I actually wanted to try the second one. They gave me the first one because somebody else asked for it. But so they were being, like, inclusive, which is really cool. Because when I asked for a sample to try one, they gave me one and the other guy that was there too. So they're very kind about that. I mean, the customer service is really nice. So very kind people. My experience is good, service wise. And so I wanted to try them out. I just couldn't think of a good time to do it. So today, having a slow DoorDash day, I was like, okay, fine. We will go and try it and see what we think about it. And I don't think I'll be back here often outside of work. But the people there are really kind. And the food is probably, I mean, I guess I eat food more for, like, the fuel more than anything else. And again, I like stronger things, so, like, pop, for example. Some of those drinks are really strong in flavor, really strong in sweetness, so it kind of destroys foods that are a little bit more subtle. But yeah, I'd probably give it a good 4 to 5 in an overall setting. Customer service is a 5. Well, foods might be 3.5. And the drink is probably a 3. Although, if I got the one I really wanted, which was I got the drink for free, so I can't complain there. If I got the one I wanted, I was probably would have put it up to a 4. So it probably would have been a 4.25 overall out of 5. But while I'm eating, I was watching, well, I guess I was more so listening to a YouTube video about growing emotionally and spiritually. And one of the things was closure. I'll probably still post up the short that I have for it too. But essentially, you don't always get the closure you want. Sometimes the closure you want is just a pipe dream. The last job I worked at, I did try to warn them that what they were doing was not good. It was going to cause a lot of discourse and a lot of drama and a lot of chaos in the world. In their worlds, at least. There was an employee there that didn't work at our store, but because somebody left, well, we say that he left, but he was actually fired over something that he couldn't control. And he was usually like 5 minutes late, so it's not like it was overtly terrible, but the guy hates people that are late, even though he schedules himself on days that he doesn't even show up. He hates when people call off, even though he comes in on days he's not scheduled, but he doesn't come in on days when he's not scheduled. So, rules for thee, not for me mentality, but gets pissed off if you do anything like that to him. And so he let the guy go, and he let this lady. They're really good friends, which is your first problem when a management is close friends with another coworker, especially when that coworker is not a good coworker, not good at working, not a good worker. She kept coming in and kept making my life miserable, trying to at least, by purposely hiding my pans when they were empty and waiting until my other pan's almost empty before she goes, "Oh, you didn't make this. It's probably blah blah time to make it, blah blah blah." And then she would go into, close to my area and stand there with her back turned to me to kind of incite strong emotions out of me so that way I would react. I never did because I knew what her game was. But I left for that. I indirectly said I was putting my 2 weeks in because I talked to management and I said, hey, if you don't change this, your temporary solution is going to become a permanent, is going to have permanent solutions as a result. And that was me saying, hey, if you don't find somebody other than this woman to come in to do things to help us, to quote unquote help us, you're going to end up not having me here at all because I'm not going to deal with someone who is purposely sabotaging because she didn't like the way I talked to her once. Also, this woman was 70. So, considering that she's like that at 70, I can only imagine what she was like 20 years ago or 30 years ago. So, the age of boomers, and boomers are generally not great people. Not great people. But, like I said, you don't get the closure you want. Sometimes the closure is just cutting them off now and letting them deal with the consequences. Sometimes when people stop talking to you, when people try to play games with you, you don't try to dig for the closure. You don't try to dig for them to go, oh yeah, I did do that. I was wrong, blah, blah, blah. Because most people are not going to admit that. Most people are, the stereotype is, oh, women avoid accountability. 90% of the world avoids accountability. You know how I know? They try to point and go, oh yeah, all women avoid accountability. All women avoid accountability. There are women that I know that have accepted and taken accountability for their actions, for even things that they don't think they did wrong in. There was when I worked at Arby's, there was a young girl. She was a teenager. She was 16? And there were some things that I had to tell her that I'm like, look, this is not correct. You shouldn't do this, not to an adult. Even if you trust me, even if you know what kind of person I am much too old to be doing this. There was one day she goes, oh yeah, I want to be taken home, but she wanted me to take her home. And I was like, dude, you're 16 and I'm 28. I know that you don't trust the other people and you don't trust this, you don't trust that. And you feel safe around me. But I am an adult stranger to you. I could be pretending to be really kind and really nice and then kidnap you when I get the chance, which that would be the perfect opportunity, right? Instead, I go, I don't want to take her home because I don't want to be seen as the creepy adult taking someone that's still a child, under 18 in high school. I don't want to take her home because I want her to be with someone safe. Now, obviously, overall, I think of myself as a safe person. But in that situation, not only would she put herself in danger, but she'd be putting me in danger. Right? Because if she even goes, oh yeah, I had this 26-year-old take me home. You had a 26-year-old take you home? He could have been horrible. He could have been blah, 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 blah. He could have done horrendous things to you. We need to take action on him. And if she's not willing to stand up for me, and she's willing to let, let's say her parents try to press charges on me for kidnapping her, for making her unsafe, or trying to attack the company that we both work for putting her in an unsafe situation for that reason too. Uh, that's an example of me trying to correct her course because she was too trusting. Now, she was very smart for her age. She was very smart and interpersonal, which is, you know, understanding the underlying intentions of humans. She even tried to she even commented me a couple times, going, "Oh, you should be management. You should be a manager because you actually treat everybody here with kindness and fairness, and you just treat everybody so you know evenly. I mean, you treat them the same. You don't pick favorites. You don't do this. You don't do that." There was times where she would. The one time I was talking to her, and obviously I was talking to management, and she was there, so we were talking, and I tried to, I was showing off my hair to the manager, going, "Yeah, look at my hairline. It's not bad. It isn't horrible. My hairline isn't going away. I'm not bald. I'm not using all this hair to cover up, my baldness, because some people do that. They have like their hair at the mid part of their head, but it grows to where it looks like it's over the entire head." So she goes, "That's your real hair? I thought it was a wig." My hair. That's not very nice, calling my hair a wig. You can see that I can pull, I can tug on it, and it's all mine. She goes, "Oh, I didn't mean to, hurt your feelings. I didn't mean to do this. I didn't mean to, I'm terribly sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to." Honestly, that could be from some other aspect of life where if she said something wrong, because I think she's on a truth teller as well, where if she said something wrong, she had to, mend the bridge and apologize and like abruptly. And I told her, it's okay. It's okay. Now, she was obviously very hurt about it because, well, she felt really bad about it because when I brought it up again a couple weeks later in a joking manner to test the waters on it, she was like, "Oh, man, I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings." I'm like, "Hey, it's okay. I was trying to make a joke, but I understand that you are a little bit hurt by the situation, even if it was, not really directed at you." So, I mean, I've met women, I've met teenagers and children that are that are women that are females that take accountability for their actions. They take accountability for what they say and how they make other people feel, because it's not their intention. They just want to, make a joke. But sometimes when women make jokes, it's kind of very close to home. There's a woman that I know that told me, I guess I should preface it with this. I used to really do those try not to laugh challenges. And when I would try not to laugh, I would make those noises like trying to hold it back. And she saw me do it once, trying not to laugh, and she goes, "That's ugly. You should stop doing that." I'm like, damn. I'm trying to, not laugh, but she was right. Maybe she didn't say ugly. Maybe she said unattractive. But it's been like 8 years since that's happened. So she said something that was on her mind. She said it out loud, thinking that it was a space where you could say something and you wouldn't be hurt by what she said. or you wouldn't take it leading with your emotions. And later on, she apologized. No, I brought it up again to her. I was like, hey, I said, hey, do you remember this? Do you remember this happening? She goes, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. I didn't mean to do this. I didn't mean to blah 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 blah. I'm sorry. It was my fault. I should have said it in a better way. I should have been more careful about how I said it. I should have taken your feelings into account. I go, hey, that's okay. It's just the way you said it was surprising because most people in my life don't say things to me like that directly. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. But it's just, I was taken aback because I'm not used to it. I guess I kind of got off track and everything. But my point is that not everything is going to be closure in the right way. You know, not everyone is going to be truthful in their intentions. You know, people that go, yeah, all women lie, all women avoid accountability. You know, let's put it this way. I'll probably be done here in about 3 minutes. Let's put it this way. Most average IQ people pretend to be righteous and selfless. You know, they put on an image of what they think a good, high quality person should act. But when you put a little bit of pressure on them, they fold. They react emotionally. They attack in ways that are just not matching up to who they claim to be. And so most people, the average IQ is obviously of where most people stand. I am an outlier to that IQ. Now, I didn't specify whether I was an IQ above the average IQ or below the average IQ. So if people are going to go, oh, well, you are, I can't even think of the word right now. You are feeding your own ego. You're feeding your own ego. You put yourself higher than someone else, blah, 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 blah. I never said I was higher IQ. I never said I was lower IQ. I just said I wasn't average IQ. Now, with that being said, most women and most men that are of average IQ do not take accountability. It is not gender specific. Studies show that women that are of lower IQ and of higher IQ are extremely loyal. And while both low IQ and high IQ women want to understand what is going on, what they did wrong, what they could fix, the biggest difference is their ability to understand, their ability to digest information and make it happen in real life and have it apply to their lives, apply it to their life and do better. You have to be very you can't have your explanation be fluffy. The saying shows, this saying is, if you cannot explain what you are trying to explain as if you are trying to explain it to a 6-year-old, you don't understand the subject enough. So when you say to a woman of high IQ or to a woman of low IQ, you have to be direct. You have to make sure that it's clear and concise. It's okay if you have to think about the words a little bit. What you said to me was the truth. Thank you for saying that that wasn't attractive. Thank you for saying this. However, I think you could have said it better. You could have said it this way. I don't like that you make fun of I don't like that you tease me in front of other people because it seems like it's disrespectful in public. When you tease me in private, that's between me and you, and I am more open to that. I am more lenient towards being treated that way. But in person, it just seems like you are trying to emasculate me. There is a time and place to tease me, to make fun of me, to, embarrass me, to make my cheeks turn red, to make my face look flush. There are times for that, and there are times where that is not acceptable. And you need to understand which one is which. So, I understand that you were just trying to be playful, that you were, teasing me or being playful. But in that situation, people looked differently. People, you could see it in their faces that they respected me less or they did this less. That could be a bad example, but what I'm trying to get at is you have to be clear in what they did, and you have to be clear in the direction you want to guide them. For the average IQers, it's more likely that they will just not respect you. A lot of people, especially people like me, tend to not try to control people, not try to set up boundaries, because people should know what boundaries are. And when they decide that boundaries that are common sense don't apply to me, I start gathering evidence. I start then setting boundaries after a little bit, and they don't respect it. So what I have to do after that is, okay, if you aren't going to respect my boundaries, I will then cut you off. And they usually don't respect my boundaries still after that. So after that I go, okay, I've now cut you off. And that's when they go, oh, why'd you cut me off? It was so abrupt, I never saw it, They avoid accountability. I've seen more men avoid accountability in that way than women. Women understand emotions. Women understand emotions more on a base level, and the women that understand emotions on a deeper level understand it way more than most people could ever experience. Most men that have emotions on a surface level, they have like 3 or 4 emotions. Most men that have emotions on a deeper level are bullied by people that aren't very emotional other than surface level. So closure has almost never been the way I want it to be. What's up, brother? And I've just accepted that. In my personal life, in the activities I enjoy doing, in the shows I like watching. It's all the same. Sometimes closure is accepting that it is over, and in my experience, very rarely is closure ever going to be a happy ending.